The controversy surrounding the issues of low-quality petrol is making headlines today as well. And we spoke to the best man in the business for inside information. News First Ramesh Chirugal Bandara caught up with Minister of Petroleum Industries Susil Premachayantha to find out where responsibility lies.
So if it is confirmed that someone suffered technical failure because of this, because of using this petrol, would the ministry provide some kind of compensation for this?
There can be, of course, that is people who affected. They can complain to our marketing department, so they will note it down, and then if it is confirmed, so then of course we will take some relief measures.
Treatment for snake bites. News First Zulvik Farsan caught up with a team of researchers who successfully discovered snake anti-venom. Join us tonight to find out where the story unfolds. A very good evening and welcome to Weekend Primetime News. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Exit polls suggest that Thailand's opposition, led by the sister of former Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, won a landslide election victory today. More on this coming up later on in the news, but before that, here's a look at tonight's headlines. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation informed the public to make complaints regarding vehicles which have stalled after pumping petrol. UNP MP Mangala Samaraveera says that if the allegations levelled by Channel 4 are false, the government should take legal steps against it. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says that a high-ranking army official already proved before the UN that the visual content of the Channel 4 documentary is fake. Libyan rebels welcome African Union's offer to open talks with the government in Tripoli without the direct involvement of Muammar Gaddafi. Starting off with a look at the developing story for tonight, making reference to the recent stalling of vehicles on the road subsequent to pumping 90-octane petrol. Issuing a statement, the chairman of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation said that it is quite evident that these complaints could not be attributed to the quality of petrol imported by Sipetco.
Signed by the media secretary of the Ministry of Petroleum Industries, MP Roshan, the release issued by the CPC chairman further states that the complaints received by Sipetco are very insignificant compared to the vehicle population. The statement adds that the majority of the complaints were lodged by owners of motorcycles and three-wheelers. The CPC chairman also states, in view of the complaints received by Sipetco with right to quality gasoline, Sipetco is making arrangements to test the samples to analyze the cause of such incidents of cargo contamination prior to delivery to the consumers. Furthermore, the statement adds that the cargo quality tests at Colombo confirmed the imported gasoline and gas oil specifications and hence immediately arranged to discharge the cargo into shore tanks to avert any cargo shortage situation in the island. They add that Sipetco guarantees the supply of quality products to the nation, and this gasoline cargo has met all basic parameters of quality as ascertained by the independent cargo inspectors appointed at both load port and discharge port.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Petroleum Industries has introduced telephone numbers through which the general public can lodge complaints with regard to vehicles stalling or malfunctioning after pumping in petrol. According to a release issued by the Ministry, the numbers 0115 664941 and 0115 665082 have been set aside for this purpose. The numbers once again are 0115 664941 and 0115 665082. The release adds that the Ministry of Petroleum has informed the relevant authorities at the Petroleum Corporation to conduct investigations into the complaints lodged by the public in this regard. Parliamentarian Sujiva Senasinghe states that legal action will be taken regarding the stalling of vehicles after pumping in 90-octane petrol. The parliamentarian expressed this view at a meeting held in Malabe yesterday.
Around 500 cars were stalled in the middle of the road. I inquired from the Petroleum Corporation as to why this happened. Then they said that petrol had been brought in an illegal manner after calling in tenders. How can a country do this? Now anyone can import petrol. Those who would import petrol had changed its composition. Thereby the value has reduced. This is what they had pumped in, and this has resulted in the stalling of vehicles. We are living amidst a corrupt government. Many distressed individuals had spoken to me about taking definite legal actions over this matter. You still find vehicles in garages. I will inform these owners regarding what steps should be taken and I will resort to legal action over this matter.
The best person to inquire about the petrol issue is none other than the Minister of Petroleum Industries, Susil Premachandra. News First Rameshwar Bandara spoke to the Minister regarding the petrol problem on our weekend special Direct Talk.
Joining us tonight on Direct Talk is Minister of Petroleum Industries, Susil Premachandra. Minister, good evening.
Good evening.
First, let me ask you, there is a controversy on the contamination of petrol that is being sold in Sri Lanka currently. What is the truth behind this?
Of course, now there are so many talks these days about this controversial petrol consignment. Of course, now there's a practice for many years to purchase petroleum products from the spot market decided by the CATB or Cabinet Appointed Tender Board. That is one reason is our refinery will produce petrol, diesel and other byproducts shut down suddenly due to a technical error without prior notice for 7 days. And the other reason is that CATB has taken a decision to reject some of the biddings, tenders sent by one particular company was supplying right throughout for many years. So then CATB has decided to purchase, to cover that, to purchase 20,000. 20,000 is enough for, I think, 7 or 10 days. It depends on the demand.
On that note, various allegations have been leveled that this quantity that was bought is of low quality. What is your reaction to this?
That is, of course, now I check with our Kulunnawa storage terminal relevant officers. So they have informed me primarily so that the consignment discharge on this particular day, that 20,000, the specifications are within their specification, right? But however, there were some complaints in certain areas that after using this particular petrol, there are some technical defects. So therefore, I ordered the investigation. So then they submit a primary report. According to that, of course, there can be some kind of reaction if this particular petrol mixed with a small quantity of water, or in some cases then the levels of stocks, if it goes down to the bottom at the filling stations, there can be some reactions. Those are the two factors informed me by those officers.
So if it is confirmed that someone suffered technical failure because of this, because of using this petrol, would the ministry provide some kind of compensation for this?
Be, of course. That is why I even day before yesterday I requested that in such events, of course, then people who affected, they can complain to our marketing department. So they will note it down, and then if it is confirmed, so then of course we will take some relief measures in due course.
Has the ministry taken any steps to counter such an issue if it occurs in the future again?
Yes, of course. That is so for the counter measures is to keep the stocks with buffer stock.
I see.
Right? To avoid any shortages. That is, we are of course going to have some term contracts instead of spot purchasing.
I see.
Right?
Have you all launched an investigation into this controversy?
Yes, of course. Now I have a full report, so then it will be submitted to me by Monday. So then I am going to make a detailed statement, especially in the Parliament, what has happened. We have nothing to hide, and there is no way we submitted a cabinet memorandum to purchase this particular consignment. It is CATB has decided to purchase this 20,000 to avoid any shortage at that time during POSAM.
National organizer of the United National Party, parliamentarian Ravi Kannanayaka, commended non-vehicles stalling after pumping petrol. The MP expressed his views at a meeting held in the Blue Mandal area today.
It is a private company which imported this from India or Singapore, which has joined with the government. Today, that company has admitted that a certain amount of water was present. Today, Susil Premachandra says if there is a problem, then inform about the problem over the phone. I tried to make this phone call, but the number was disconnected.
Taking a look at other local stories, United National Party parliamentarian Mangala Samarura says that if the allegations levelled by Channel 4 are false, the government should take legal steps against that institution. The parliamentarian expressed this view while addressing a public meeting in Akurasa yesterday.
The public meeting was organised in support of the United National Party candidates who are contesting the Akurasa Pradesh Sabha at the local government elections.
We as Sri
Lankans see this as an allegation that was levelled against all of us. If all these allegations are false as the government claims, we must take action against it in order to save the country's good name, the reputation of our war heroes and even the president's reputation. The efforts taken by individuals such as Shavendra to prove that these allegations are false is not sufficient alone. If we possess evidence that proves that this documentary is false, then we have to resort to legal action against Channel 4.
Channel 4 කියන ඒ ආයතනයට විරුද්ධව නඩු දාන්න.
Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne says that a high-ranking army official has already proved before the United Nations that the visual content of the Channel 4 documentary is fake. The Premier made this observation while addressing a religious function in Alawa recently. This function was organised to declare open the Dharmashala and Sunday school building of the Vilgamu Purana Vihara in the Marachimulla area in Alawa.
We are being charged stating that we violated human rights. Recently, a film was telecast on Channel 4. We watched this at Temple Trees last night together with the President. It is actually a made-up visual. All of it was made up. They say it's ours. But the clothes and slippers? Who goes to war wearing slippers? One man in it is wearing slippers. They show these to the world. One of our high-ranking army officials proved that this is wrong before the United Nations. We are planning on showing this to you as well in the near future.
Co-Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Parliamentarian Sajid Premadasa says compensation granted for coconut cultivators of the Valigam area who are forced to uproot their cultivations owing to a disease is not sufficient. Parliamentarian Sajid Premadasa expressed this view subsequent to a discussion held with the coconut cultivators in the Valigam area. The main issue taken up for discussion was the disease affecting the coconut cultivations in the area and the problems faced by the cultivators owing to this. According to our correspondent, the parliamentarian had made a phone call to the chairman of the Coconut Development